Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to the Let's Keep Moving with Risha podcast. This is Risha. I'm a motivational speaker, content creator, and I love talking about things that will help you keep moving in your life, especially on areas like your life, mental health, love, growth, and everything in between. So if you're ready, let's keep moving. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Actually, this podcast episode in particular is a celebration of what happened to me the past week. I am super grateful. Guys, I just finished my first half a marathon and I never thought, no one thought I'd ever finish it. And I can't believe up until this moment, like a week later, just, reflecting on what happened, how I did it, how I managed to finish it. It still feels surreal. Actually, nandito pa yung medal. And I'm just super happy. And I think this is just like the right timing to be able to share what I learned from the experience and everything else around the whole ride. And feeling ko I have this great feeling that someone out there listening will really benefit from this episode. So if you are someone who has been doubting yourself lately, if you're someone who's not sure of what your body, what your mind, and what your whole self is capable of, if you're struggling to learn to love your body, this episode is perfectly crafted for you. And I can't wait. Sabi ko nga, I've never seen myself joining races, let alone half a marathon. And who would have thought that 6 months into running, I was able to run my first 21K. I've never seen myself as a sport enthusiast. I am like so lame when I was in elementary. Naalala ko noon, I felt like I wasn't given an opportunity to mess up during elementary because there was this sport called volleyball and wala na talagang player at that time. So, as an elementary student who was kind of forced by my advisor, wala nang player, kailangan ng volleyball girl sa elementary, I was forced to play even if I do not like any sport at that time. And when I did try, because maybe that's a great opportunity, I was being laughed at because the ball cannot cross the net. So, it left a mark on me na parang maybe sport isn't just my thing or any kind of sport isn't my thing or isn't meant for me. And I think dito din rooted yung idea and yung reality that for the longest time I didn't go to the gym all for the same reason. Na feeling ko people will judge me because of the routines I'm doing, because of how I look, because of how I perform. So parang feeling ko doon lahat rooted. I know it's kinda psychodynamic or like everything else is because of childhood, but at some point, if you're going to look back talaga, it's all because of it. A huge part is because of it. And you know what? What I learned from this marathon is that there's really something so cool and something so amazing about proving yourself wrong. Not proving other people wrong, but proving yourself wrong. No one told me to run 21K this year. And it's really surprising kasi grabe, I was able to do that before the first quarter of 2025 is over. And I think it was all just me, but I knew that I needed to push myself. I needed to challenge myself. I needed to commit to a sense of urgency. And I did it. You know, sabi ko nga, I've fallen short when it comes to training. I know I did do my best in training. But I know that comparing it to how I would have handled it before, I know I went beyond talaga for this race. I didn't anticipate na during this season, sobrang dami ko palang commitments. Even if I was able to already drop work, ang dami ko palang commitments. Like, may school nga pala ako, may compre nga pala ako, may thesis nga pala ako na FYI if you don't still know, nag-solo ako sa thesis ko. So, parang, alam mo yung ginagawa ng 5 people, 6 people sa isang group, ginagawa ko mag-isa. And I'm almost done, by the way. Pero, yun, I didn't anticipate the commitments that came along while training for half a marathon. But I did it anyway. And I really pushed myself to my potential. And like what I said, if you're someone who's been doubting yourself, who's been doubting the things that you think you're capable of, if you're struggling to love your body and to learn how to love it, then this episode is for you. So if you're up for a good conversation, then without further ado, let's keep moving. Actually, before tayo magsimula, this episode is dedicated to my sister for her all-out support to me during this season. You know, I'm very proud of how this sister of mine was raised. I don't know, but she's too matured for her age. She meets me where I am, and I feel like she's thinking like a 22-year-old. Kasi even on things na parang feeling ko mag-isa lang ako, alam ko na makaka-relate siya. And hindi siya ma-outcast or hindi siya ma-awkward with the things that I personally talk about because she knows it well. She knows how to handle me well. She knows how to maintain me, and I think it's beautiful. And there was this one night, before we get into the topic, there was this one night, a few nights ago, sabi niya, she's been struggling with her insecurities daw because her classmates kept teasing her about her weight, her looks. Sabi ko, grabe, sa ganda mong yan. Inaasar ka pa din ng mga klase mo. And I know it's fun. I have nothing against her classmates. I know it's all petty. It's all coming from a place of just making things fun. Pero I feel like at the bigger core and on the surface, talagang naapektuhan siya with how she looks kasi, you know, she's a teenager. She's so prone to feeling anxious, to feeling sensitive, to being concerned about how she looks. And I fully understand it. So parang feeling ko this episode is just perfect for those people na na-insecure din. So I always keep reminding her that you are so much more than the number on the scale. You are so much more than the size of your waist. That you are so much more than how you look. If only her classmates know how she takes care of the people she loves. If only her classmates know how she takes care of the people she deeply cares about and how obsessed she is about taking care of all of us. Like, you would be surprised, friends. And grabe mag-alaga ang kapatid ko. Grabe magbigay ng pagmamahal ang kapatid ko. Like, she cooks for everyone. She takes care of everybody. She follows all orders. What can you ask more from a 13-year-old girl? And I think this reminds me of the first lesson that I want to share with everybody. And that is exactly that the things that we are insecure about are actually our strengths. And my sister reminds me of this. The run reminded me of this. I've always been so insecure about how I look. Like, you guys have no idea. I'm so insecure of my legs. For me, it's too bulky for a woman like me. I'm so insecure of my calves. I felt like it would look better kapag hindi siya malaki or mataba or may muscle. Feeling ko there's always a way to make it prettier than it is. And for a long time, I haven't really appreciated it until I finish that 21K run. And, diba, it's so beautiful kasi you're looking at it objectively na. The things that you're insecure about are actually serving you. The things that you're insecure about are supporting you and guiding you. And we wouldn't see it if we won't push ourselves to our potential, or if we won't make use of those gifts, of those insecurities. This is far from the topic of enhancing some stuff or some parts of your body, but this is for those people na hindi choice yon. For those people na hindi choice ang magpa-enhance ng parts of their body, this is clearly for those people. Before, I used to think of 100 exercises to make my legs slim because I remember, nag-muse ako dati for the first time. And hindi ko siya sinasabi sa ibang tao, pero gusto ko talaga mag-muse. It's just that, parang, ang daming mali sa akin at that time. Grabe, grade 7 to grade 10, I only had the time to become a muse sa intrams ng grade 10. Tapos, people, even my teachers at that time, were commenting and were giving feedback na parang, magpapayat ka ng legs mo and all that. And while it's a pretty much valid concern because they see it physically, I don't think it's valid. Like right now, looking at that perspective, I don't think it's ever right for us to judge someone physically and to tell them to change it because we do not have the right to do that. It's their body. They get to decide what they would want to do with it. And people should have no say on that. People should have no say on how you should define what sexy is, what healthy is, what feels good for you is. And trust me, before you even tell it to them, they already know. It could be something that has been bugging them for years. That insecurity you just mentioned someone, baka matagal na din nilang iniisip yun. And trust me, you don't even have to tell them. Trust me, the last thing they want is for you to tell it straight to their face what's wrong with their body. Because believe me, they know. Believe me, they know. Believe me, they see it every single day sa mirror. Believe me, they see it every single day. Every single time they take a bath. They see it. All of it. And I think it's out of respect that we shouldn't mention it to them na. Kasi alam na nila yon. So, but yeah, at the very core, ang gusto ko lang sabihin is, if you're that someone who keeps telling it to someone na you should change this or you should change that, stop. I mean, stop. Let's cut people a little slack. Trust me, they know. And if you're on the other end of it, if you're on the other end who gets to hear those comments, trust me, the things that you are insecure about, those are your power. The things that you are insecure about, those are your strengths. And running made me realize that. My sister made me realize that I am so much beautiful than I think I am. That the legs I've been so insecure for years are the legs that will push me to run 21K. That's half a marathon. That's like from Taal to Batangas, running straight for 3 hours. And you have to look at it that way. And that's my first point. My second point, which I think is also related to how we view our body, how we view ourselves, it is that do not give up when things get hard. But before I even get deeper, or before I even talk about this topic deeper, please, if you are watching and enjoying this episode, I would truly appreciate it if you give us a 5-star rating here on Spotify or wherever you're watching, be it YouTube or Apple Podcast. I would truly, truly appreciate it. It helps us reach more people. It helps us bring this community together, like-minded people. And it's just beautiful to see the numbers growing, because I know that these numbers are not just numbers. These numbers are people, and that includes you. So thank you so much. It might be a huge favor, but it will really mean a lot to me. Okay, so the next thing that I'd like to talk about is to not give up when things get hard. I know it might be a cliche to talk about it, but running gave me so much perspective about it, that my body got me. Your body got you. And we do this all the time. Guilty ako. I'm not coming from a place of like, I do not give up when things get hard. I do. I do all the time. And I've seen so many people do the same thing. We give up when things get hard. We give up when we're having hard conversations. We're giving up when things are pressuring us or people are pressuring us. We give up when relationships are shaky. We give up when we're so challenged. But the thing here is, running taught me that the pain we're feeling is an indication that we're alive. And it's always going to be that way. It's an indication that I should go on instead of stopping. It's an indication that I should keep doing what I'm doing instead of stopping, instead of doubting myself. And the truth is, there's amazing things. There are a lot of amazing things waiting for me on the other side of this pain. There are a lot of amazing and beautiful rewards, things, happenings, experiences that are waiting for me on the other side of pain. And the higher the pain, the higher the rewards. Pag paglaki ng sakit, paghirap ng proseso, pagsarap sa pakiramdam kapag natapos mo na. And if it was a random run, like if it was like so random, if it was just something I scheduled on my calendar that I'm gonna run this kilometer, I would have stopped. Seriously, I would have stopped. Guys, it's freaking 3 a.m. when the gun started. I would have stopped talaga if it was a random run. I would have a lot of excuses. I would have gone to Jollibee and eat and consider every day as cheat day. Pero pag alam mo na you have a freaking race to finish, alam mo na you poured so much effort into this. You might not have given your all, you may not have been so consistent, but you gave your very best, your all the efforts that you could ever think of. If you know that you have a freaking race to finish, crossing the finish line is the only time I get to stop. Crossing the finish line is the only time I get to stop. And I don't just mean this when it comes to running. I might be using my running experience or my half a marathon experience, but I mean this on life. Crossing the finish line is the only time that you get to stop. And what finish line is that? Could be death. That's the only time we stop. When that breathing stops, diba? Parang it's the end talaga for us. But your breathing, your pain, your struggle in life is an indication talaga that you're alive. And until you're breathing, habang humihinga ka talaga, habang nandito ka pa, it means you have all the opportunity and you have all the time to prove yourself wrong, to go above and beyond your potential, to discover your gifts, to make use of the blessings that God gave you. And hopefully this episode is a reminder of that. Because maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit. And that is exactly what my last point would be for this episode. I realized that I am way more capable than I did. And you are more capable than you think you are. I think you should give yourself enough credit for doing a good job, for doing a great job. My past self would have never considered this as a win. Seriously, not because she do not enjoy any sport or running in particular, but because my past self values speed over anything else. My past self really values speed. Gusto niya nauuna siya, gusto niya siya pinakamagaling, gusto niya top 1 siya, gusto niya rank 1 siya, gusto niya siya pinaka nag-excel. But to be honest, running humbled me. Just like how college humbled me. I'm a slow runner, friends. Compared to what you're seeing online, compared to the pace you're seeing online of 6 km, sub 1 and all that. Yung mga terms na ganon. No. My PR, my personal record is 8:30. Running, I think 10K yata, 5K, 8:30. That's my personal best. I finished the run with a pace of 9. And mind you guys, nilagay ko siya sa quarterly review ko. Yung quarterly goals ko. Actually, my target was 10-minute pace. 10 minute per kilometer. Kasi feeling ko, yun lang talaga yung kaya ko. Tapos nilagay ko pa siya sa quarterly review ko na I'm gonna run half a marathon for January to March with a 9 minute pace. And I did it. And I think it's balancing the possibility given the amount of time with what I can. I mean, it's so easy to dream having 6 kilometer per hour. Oh no, I mean 6 minute per kilometer. It's so easy to dream that way. But I should consider that I've never run before. I'm just 6 months into running. And I'm after the celebration, I'm after the feeling, I'm after the feeling of excitement and euphoria every time you get into the race field. I'm not after my speed. And I feel proud of this. So parang feeling ko this episode is also a reminder for everybody that if you wanted to start something, if you wanted to start running, to start going to the gym, who cares about your speed? Who cares about when are we going to see progress? Who cares about if you're doing well or not? What you should care about right now is if you're enjoying it or not. And then let go of the numbers. Like, let go of the numbers. I do not care if I'm running at the speed of 10, 9, or 6 or 7. The truth is, I still get to run. And I'm not bothered. Friends, I finished it with grace. I finished it with so much fun. I finished it with love, light, and peace. With no injury. I finished it with a sense of humility. I finished it straight to the finish line. I was with my pacers. They were pushing me. And you know what? One thing talaga that I learned from running in itself is to not give up when things get hard, to not listen to your mind when it wants to stop. Yes, taking a rest, of course, is important, but stopping, no. That's what your brain wants. Your brain wants to protect you from any possible risk of disappointment, frustration, or being hurt by the situation. But running would bring you straight to it. Running will humble you. Running will give you a sense of excitement even if you're not doing well compared to other people, but you're actually doing well if you're going to compare yourself to the previous you. And yeah, I think it's beautiful. I meant it. There's, I meant it. I meant it. There's really something about proving yourself wrong. Like, there's really something about proving yourself wrong. When I crossed the finish line, I wasn't thinking of anyone else. I wasn't thinking of finally I proved my family wrong. Finally I proved my followers wrong. Finally I proved my elementary classmate who bullied me wrong. No. I was thinking about, this win is all on me and God. Like, we did this. And it's not proving other people wrong. It's really proving yourself wrong. So, from this moment on, if you're still listening, I'm proud of you. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Challenge your beliefs. Challenge those irrational thoughts. You have to believe that you can. And it's only you who needs to do that for you to move forward. Because your body is more capable than you think. Your body, your mind is more capable than you think. And always believe that you got your back. Always believe that your body is unbelievable. And it's built to adapt. It's built to endure. It's built to rise. And you don't need perfect conditions around you. When I started running, I don't even have a running shoes. I don't even have a watch. I still use the app Nightclub instead of Strava because that's what everybody else is using. I need action. I need to take consistent action. And I need to run most days. You need belief and effort talaga more than anything else. And your body will meet you where your mind dares to go. Again, your body will meet you where your mind dares to go. So go, push, diba? Train, move with love, move with grace, move with humility and with love. Believe me, you are made for more. And I hope that I get to inspire you to always take action and be a mirror of God's excellence, of God's mercy and grace. That's always been the goal. You're not here to uplift yourself. You're here to glorify Him. That's about it, everybody. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I know that's half an hour, pero salamat palagi sa pakikinig. I see you all. I see all your messages. I see that you have been listening to the show. I may not be able to reply to everybody, pero friends, I see you. And you're not alone. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you learned something. I'd love to know your thoughts. In the Q&A, you can share with me what you learned. Tell me about what you learned in this podcast episode. And for the poll naman, do you run? Options could be yes, I want to start, or not really. Do not have plans. If you also enjoyed this episode, then please consider sharing it with a friend. It's one of my love language whenever I send podcasts to my friends or to the people that reminded me of a particular episode. So your friend might be doubting himself or herself. Your family member might be doubting his or her ability to provide for you, or they might need a little encouragement talaga, and this episode might be that one for them. So please share it with them. Also share this on your social media accounts. I would love it. And again, this has been your friend and your host, Risha. Know that I am grateful for you. I've always been. And I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you big time. I'll see you soon, and until then, don't forget to always keep moving. Bye!